In this video, Dr. Potts explains his perspective on how we can best reconcile the science with our faith.
There are so many different ways of approaching the question of reconciliation and the ways in which the science of human origins relates to religious perspectives. For one thing, we know that there are a whole variety of different models, you might say, by which you can look at the relationship between the two. For the most part, the people have learned a conflict model, and they have rehearsed positions, both from the science side as well as the religious side, as to the conflict, the battle between the two perspectives. But what I've learned as I've gone around the country talking with different people around the world, talking with peoples of a variety of faith perspectives, and especially Christian perspectives, is that there's no one perspective that a person of a Christian commitment has toward the science of evolution. And so there are people who will say that, no, I can't abide the idea. And there are other people who are finding a middle ground, a ground where there is the possibility for civil and respectful conversation about the subject, where there are areas such as the unity of humankind, about the fragility of species from a scientific standpoint with the fragility of life and the concepts and the difficulties of suffering that are very real in a religious perspective. There are other areas about care of individuals, where individual fossils can be found deep in our evolutionary past that shows the emergence of the ability to care for one another and care for individuals. And that's something of great interest and great concern, and a real life, almost daily sort of matter for Christians to consider. I think that the real question here is getting people together, conversation. So many of the areas of conflict that have occurred and the sense of a battle is because we don't know each other. And the idea that a person can work in their scientific lab or their field work and make pronouncements about religion, and people of religious insights and commitments in their lives talk about scientists and never having met a scientist, conversation is, I think, really critical to reconciliation.